Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Uncle Matt's Cookery Lessons. Going to make some gorgeous, lovely citrusy lemon curd. That stuff. Oh, yeah, there's no lemon curd anywhere at the moment on the shelves in the supermarkets in Great Britain, so I thought, well, let's make some. And, you know, some of you out there might be going, oh yeah, I noticed there wasn't any of that as well, so you might appreciate this video. Let's make this lemon curd. Sugar into a bowl, butter, unsalted butter into the bowl, lemon zest into the bowl. I'm using one of those handheld thingies, but you can use a box grater, and any bits of that we're going into this now are going to come out later because I'm putting it through a sieve at the end, so don't worry about that, and don't worry about the pips from inside and any bits of the fibres from inside, because we're going to be really quite firm with this. I'm giving it a good squeeze, but now I've got my juicer there and I'm really forcefully getting all of the bits of juice out as much as I possibly can, like so. So this goes back 18th century, quite early 18th century, but the original lemon curd would have been more like something like a ricotta. It was separated cream and lemon juice, let it separate, let it form curds, separate then the whey with cheesecloth. So what we have today is much more like a very lemony custard. So there you go, there's all that juice going in there. We're going to melt that butter, so that's over a low temperature, just barely simmering water. While that's melting, 3 eggs and 1 egg yolk into a bowl, like that. I broke one of the yolks, never mind, it's okay. Give that a bit of a whisk up. Now, that water there, that might be a little bit too rapid. It sort of, as you've got it covered, it sort of heats up a bit more, so make sure you turn that down, and don't be afraid to lift the bowl up and check every minute or so. Now, once you put your eggs in, you got to stand there. I'm afraid you got to keep stirring this. You don't have to stir it vigorously, but you do have to just keep going. I've already popped next door to see Jerry, help her out of the bath. I told her I'm making lemon curds. Do not disturb me. So whilst we're whisking that, yes, you can see it's getting thicker. This is probably after about 7 or 8 minutes. Mine took me about 12 or 13 minutes, but you know, you might have yours on a slightly higher heat. You might take the risk, you might get there a bit quicker than I did. It doesn't really matter. It's not a rush, it's not a race. And that's looking, whoa, that look nice. Nice and thick and voluminous. And there you go, pass it through my sieve. Now I chose a sieve that's really very, very fine. This is a fine mesh, chinois. God, I can't say that. But any sort of sieve or conical strainer will do. This took me quite a while to get it through those tiny, tiny holes. And I got all those bits out that were in there, but they've done their job. They've imparted a lot of flavour into this beautiful custard. Don't waste the stuff on the outside. That's it, really. That's making lemon curd. All that remains is to put it into some jars, pop it in the fridge, and you've got lemon curd ready. And I imagine your fridge life on that will be many weeks, especially once it's opened. But that's going in when it's hot. You could wait till it cools down a bit, but it's going to be harder to put it into the jars, isn't it? And while I'm doing it, oh, made a bit of a mess, I'm thinking, have I got enough jar space? And just for some reason, things just tend to work out that way. I don't know why it is. I'm blessed. Lids on, get them away. But this would be a rather short video if that was it, wasn't it? There you go, there is finished product. So let's use it. Let's use it in a dessert, obviously, and not lemon meringue pie. No, quelle surprise. I'm going to do something a bit more interesting. I think it's more interesting. I'm going to make some little Filo pastry tarts. So There's a sheet of Filo pastry. Always wrap up the rest of your Filo pastry when it's not being used because it will dry out incredibly quickly. So I've cut that in half lengthways, and then I'm cutting that twice to create in total 6 little squares, and that'll be enough for 2 desserts, 2 ramekins. So eventually I made 4 in the end. So I've used 2 sheets of Filo pastry for this while I work out what I'm going to do with the rest of it. Brush the ramekins with melted butter, and now let's start brushing these sheets of Filo pastry. So a thorough brush there, and I'm going to sit another one on it, but not directly on it. I want to sort of create a star shape, I guess. So there's another one, slightly offset. You'll see when you see them come out after why I did it this way, because I just think they look so just really lovely at the end. And this technique can be used for savoury dishes as well. I quite often do a creamy leek tart with a poached egg sitting on top. Hey, I'll add that to the list, shall I? And yeah, form it down into the corners of the ramekin. I've got my oven 180, that's 356 Fahrenheit. These took about 10 minutes, but keep your eye on them. Whilst they're cooling down, let's prepare some strawberries. I'm going to macerate these with a couple of just slightly surprising flavours, but you know, you may well have seen this done before. I say I'm not that trendy, I'm not that on vogue, but I think these strawberries are already delicious. They is English strawberries, and this is the season, but you know, a bit of black pepper, yeah, a little bit of balsamic, what, pinch of sugar, and then a few little basil leaves, and I just think those flavours together are just so nice, but use a lot of restraint with them, don't overdo it. And then I left those for about 45 minutes whilst the curd was getting cold in the fridge. And there's those tarts. I told you they were nice. Look at them. You should be proud of yourself. Well done, Uncle Matt. So, chilled lemon curd. Well, you can see what I'm going to do, can't you? A couple of spoonfuls of that. Oh. It's so nice. I never buy it. I'm never really that interested in it, but just I thought, you know, the lack of it on the shelves, people may well be thinking, how'd you make that? And now you know. And a big pile of those strawberries on there. Oh, a little dusting of icing sugar, and you have yourself a delightful, very restauranty style lemon curd tart with strawberries. And yeah, what do you think it's like? It's blooming delicious and crunchy. Anyway, I'm going to hand you back over to me now. Lemon curd. I've made it for ages. And it's just as lovely as I remember. But I never buy it anyway. But anyway. And those strawberries and this little bit of Filo pastry as a, you know, an alternative to lemon meringue pie. So nice. So if you find it useful, and like me, you've not seen lemon curd available in the shops, there you go. Make your own. Dead easy. See you soon. Bye.